Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy for today because this is the special opportunity for me to deliver my special titles in ICOELLA International Conference, uh, University of Semarang. Now, I'm going to share you my slide that discussions about the learning English in the primary schools. Let me share. Well, everyone, so in this special moment, I'm going to tell you about the primary schools English educations in the age of Industry 4.0, tackling challenges, expanding horizons. So these titles, it has a great correlations with the special issues that shows by the governments of ministers of Indonesia because of the new regulations that have been um met by the governments. The English subject uh, will be written back again in the primary schools after around 10 years. English was not stated as the main the main subject, or the English as a become a curriculum, um, extracurricular subjects in 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 the primary schools. So I I tell some special issue why the English should be written back in the primary schools, and what are the some challenges and opportunities that it happens when the English returns back in the primary schools. So the main importance points in my articles discussing about the to highlight the importance of English learning in primary schools in the context of globalizations and technological advances. Well, the first is introductions. In introductions, there are three important points that I'm going to discuss. The first is about the urgency of English subjects written in elementary schools. The second is basic formations, language skills, and then the third is academic performance. In the first points, the urgency of English subjects written in elementary schools, when we look back in the some previous years, English are not the main important subject in the primary schools. But now in 2024, the ministers of Indonesia have given a special issue, and they will back English as the main subject in the primary schools. Why? Because the importance of English itself, and in the digital era, all systems require in English as an introduction. So that's why the importance of English should be learned by the students in the primary schools. Why? Because students must be equipped with the early knowledge of English, and then basic formulations of language skills. Starting English learning from the primary school will help them build a strong foundations of language skills, which will be easier to develop in the next level of educations. And how about the academic performance of English itself? English as the key to better academic performance in the school. Well, ladies and gentlemen, uh, here English language learnings in the 4.0. There are important aspect that must be considered by the governments of Indonesia, and especially for the teachers in the primary schools that have as a stakeholder of the the regulations itself. The first is English. Why and in the learning of the 4.0, we should consider when we want to learn English. We have to consider about the instructions and technology. In instructions and technology, there are some points: adequate hardware, supporting software, good internet network, and then about the curriculums and teaching method. In 21st century English curriculums emphasis on communications, collaborations, critical thinking, and then creativity. And in curriculums and teaching methods also, we have to consider about the innovative and engaging learning methods. In 2000 and in 2000 and in 2024, English language learnings should has qualified teachers. It is really important because the teachers should master of digital literacy, strong understanding of technology, and when the teachings and learning process, learning games, creatively projects, art, and actively naturals can be learned to the students when they are teachings in front of the class. And because of the teachers, the parents part as really important also to supporting English language learnings, because parents has a great internal part to make the students are really active and really very willing to master English. So here the parents part is about motivate. It means that parents can motivate the children by providing rewards and support as they show progress in learning English, and actively involved. Parents can be actively involved in their children's learning, such as helping with assignments, providing learning sources, and keeping up with the child's learning progress. And also, the parents will give a good facilitate to the students in orders the students can have a good motivations to learn English. Parents can facilitate their children's English learning by providing conducive learning environments such as access to English language contents. And then the next is collaborations with schools. Parents can collaborate with the schools to monitor and support their English as a learning progress. Well, ladies and gentlemen, English learning opportunities in the 4.0 era. The first, learning access, greater to access to language learning resources, access online English learning resource. The second is a global connectivity and language exchange, social media platforms, language learning communities and groups, and language exchange. Website provide opportunities for virtual language practice, cultures exchange, and building relationship with the native speaker. And then the third is interactive and engaging learning experiences. Use of applications and digital platforms that can increase motivations and effectiveness of English language learning. Ladies and gentlemen, because beside the opportunities, there are some challenges of English learning in the 4.0 era. The first is the uneven access technology. The second, uneven technical competence, both user and educators and learners, language barriers, limited focus, attentions, and span. For the conclusions, learning English in the 4.0 era requires careful preparations in order to be effective and useful. Prepare adequate infrastructure, curriculum, teachers, materials, and support. Creating a quality English learning environments and helping students to reach their potentials. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all for my presentations here. Some of points that will be noted by the viewers or the by the not by other participants. uh, I hope you will uh, give some feedback and recommendation for my futures for my futures subjects for my futures subjects here and uh for the next, I'm ready for the questions and answering sections in in the next stage in the next page. uh, I hope that you will deliver the questions to make it our understandings is fully better. Thank you so much for your good attentions. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.